Gradual improvements with the JCPS transportation plan. The district says all students were dropped off before 7 p.m. Wednesday, with the last ones clocking out at 6:59. This is a 14-minute improvement from Tuesday's time of 7:13 p.m. JCPS officials said the district will continue to improve its busing by cutting down on longer routes and eliminating unused stops. Dr. Marty Polio, the superintendent, said JCPS may consider a total overhaul of the routes during fall break, which is the first week of October.
We do know a full overhaul would be a major challenge and would require us to go through a whole process again. We're committed to doing that if that's what we need, but if we can improve the efficiencies that we have in the current system to the point where we feel very comfortable, then we wouldn't do a complete overhaul. But we will continue to work significantly on efficiencies.
JCPS transports 67,000 students on buses. However, Polio said with the bus driver shortage, it may need to consider changing that policy in the future. He said a full-service bus system like Louisville's is becoming more rare as other school districts are cutting bus transportation for students. Moving beyond the district's recent transportation challenges, a group of JCPS parents and students are looking for solutions to other critical issues. They're focusing on things like mental health support and weapon detection in schools. Our Taylor Woods and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie were there as the group shared its concerns.
What can we do to help students like you thrive?
JCPS parents and students, some who just got off the school bus themselves, tackling topics in education beyond the district's busing crisis.
We are here to support JCPS and trying to figure out solutions to things that have been a problem or a challenge to our families.
Kentuckians for the Commonwealth, in partnership with Heal Together and Metro United Way, have launched listening sessions where students and their parents are sharing their input. And with the recent JCPS transportation disaster, they have proposed possible solutions for buses.
Having higher level like school board members and things like that shadow like bus drivers so that they can get like a better understanding of like what that job entails.
They're discussing everything from topics like more funding and mental health support, communication between students and educators, to weapon detection in schools. Some students shared they didn't feel safer with the detection system.
But understand from a student's perspective how that could make them feel unsafe. Because if there is a need to have a metal detector in school, obviously they know there's a reason for it.
Elisha Clark and her husband Mandel have been attending these listening sessions for quite some time. They feel these are valuable conversations to help students and families have a better relationship between educators.
Us as parents can engage with the youth and give them the things that they need. That'll be the best way that they can thrive and be successful adults.
In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
Next week at KFTC, we'll hold a listening session in the Shawnee neighborhood. To find out more, head online to WHAS11.com. Shepherdsville police have arrested and charged the guy who they say mowed over a man with his car. David Beck, now charged with murder. According to police, it happened Wednesday morning off South Preston Highway on the entrance road to the new Arvada warehouse. Police said the victim pulled in front of Beck's car, stopped, and then got out and stood in front of it. That's when police say Beck hit the gas and slammed into the victim. The man was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. A young rider was hurt Wednesday morning during the World's Championship Horse Show at the Kentucky State Fair. It happened when a horse reared up, fell over, and then died during the show. Officials say it was an isolated incident in Horse Show Class 130. That's a class with 9-year-old riders. A spokesperson for Kentucky's venue says EMTs evaluated the rider on site before they were taken to the hospital for an exam. An necropsy will be performed on that horse to determine how it died. Now to southern Indiana, where Clark Memorial Hospital had to notify about 500 patients of a tuberculosis exposure. It sparked from an employee who recently tested positive for TB. It's an illness caused by bacteria that typically attacks the lungs. The bacteria mostly spread from person to person in the air, such as when an infected individual coughs or sneezes. Patients notified were told via letter that they may have been exposed to that bacteria that causes the illness. The County Health Department and the Indiana Department of Health held clinics earlier this month to test people who received those letters. So far, none have come back positive. And now to the controversy involving Louisville Metro Councilman Republican Anthony Piagentini. He's currently facing an ethics trial, and Wednesday he testified in his own defense. Piagentini faces 7 counts of ethics code violations after claims he leveraged his influence as a local lawmaker to get a 6-figure job with a local nonprofit. Prosecutors argue the job prospect influenced the decision to give a multi-million-dollar grant to that organization and said Piagentini knew future employment was on the table from the moment he received a document about it in November. In his testimony yesterday, Piagentini said he only knew about the job offer just a few days before he removed his name from that vote.
I mean, yeah, I would be crazy if I didn't say, well, I wonder, if this is related to a job or if what this is related to, right? I mean, yeah, when you see something like that, there's something that's coming right now. At that point, it was unclear to me 100% what it could have been.
Closing arguments from each side wrapped up Wednesday, and starting today, that 7-person ethics commission will discuss the evidence in private before deciding on a verdict. It's unclear how long it could take for them to make that decision. The last Metro Council person removed from office for ethics violations was the late Judy Green in 2011.